Hey guys, welcome back. So what you're about to see is an interview I did with my very good friend Shanice. Um, it cuts short kind of abruptly because we had some technical issues. Um, but we were done with the part where we just generally talk about Cardi B. I'm gonna have her back for a part two of this where she talks specifically about her experience as a woman of color with Cardi B and just current female rappers in general. So I will tag that at the end of this video when it's up. Um, and thanks so much for watching.
You just look so like ready, and I'm just like nervous. Okay.
Well, but it's only because I've done some videos and I've done even more than I've posted because not all of them would be good. I've had to delete them. So, okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here today with one of my very best friends, Shanice. We go way back. We worked together when I used to wait tables. She did too. People used to fondly call us Salt and Pepper, and by people I mean we did, and forced other people to do it whether they wanted to or not. We are extremely similar, and that's a compliment for me because I think she's pretty cool. We have a lot of similar interests and a lot of similar opinions, but we have different life experiences because I have the privilege of being white, and while we both are women, Shanice has a different perspective than me because she is a Black woman. So today we're gonna be talking about Cardi B and her new song with Megan Thee Stallion, WAP. Is it technically WAP, or is it, do I need to say the full thing? Because I don't think I can say the full name and it be on YouTube.
No, you can't say the full name on YouTube.
We'll just say WAP. You
It's
guys
called
know.
WAP. It's called
You
WAP.
guys know.
Yeah, they know.
But we're going to talk about what that song means to us as women, and then I'm going to give Shanice some time to answer some questions about what it means to her in particular as a Black woman, and then also both of us, we're both mothers. So Cardi B is too, so we're going to talk about that. So I guess we'll just jump right in. Shanice, do you want to talk first? I think the first topic we had was just what attracts us to Cardi B in particular out of all the female rappers we like, because I think we both kind of like all of them. I know we've talked about we like Saweetie and stuff like that. I feel like every time I say it, but it's like a personal like insecurity that I feel like the
Thing,
super
yeah.
white person ever when I say it. But
I don't think I do it right either. Sweetie.
but why don't you start and you tell me what first attracted you to Cardi, and then I'll talk about what attracted me to Cardi, and we'll go from there.
So I started watching Belle Calise when she was on Love and Hip Hop, and I loved her from then. Just the way that she just could care less. She could care less what anyone had to say about her. I mean, she cared, but she didn't let it get to her. She was always able to use it to fuel the reason that she would be even more extra. She'd do more. Yes,
Yeah.
she'd do more the next time she was around. And I love that because I've always been told that I'm extra, I do the most, I'm theatrical, and it always it's intimidating or it's insulting almost sometimes. So for her to do all of that and then do what she said that everyone said that she wouldn't do. She worked so hard, she stripped, and people told her she shouldn't do that. She still did it, and she's made it big. She's got her family, everything that's happened with her family, and they prevailed through that. I think strength comes in different forms, and being able to, hold your head high in your decision is one of her greatest attributes. I look up to that. I firmly believe that as women, we should be able to make whatever decision we want to make and feel proud about it.
Yes. Well, I feel similarly. I did not know her since Love and Hip Hop. I found out about her through a coworker of mine um, when I was working with you, but then also working at the animal shelter. And I similarly really admired the fact that she, because I also have always been told I was too much. I think that that's something you and I have bonded over before, is that we have both been made to feel like we've been too much. And with Cardi, she sort of has that mindset that too much is never enough.
Never
And I
know.
find that really inspiring because she is like, well, not only is she that way, but you also don't ever see her. I've never seen Cardi put down another woman unless she's like has beef with her. Like I never see her build herself up on the backs of other women. I think
Mhm.
that's really admirable. Like she wants everybody to be the most biggest version of themselves, and she really embodies that. And I think that that has been a big motivation for me to come out of my shell because, it just goes to show you can be awkward and you can be weird and loud, and you can use that as your armor and as a force in this world instead of letting it be something that people use against you.
Yes, exactly. And even with her and Meg the Stallion teaming up on this song, Meg, she goes to school, she likes to twerk, she's into anime, 90s cartoons. It's showing women, or it's just showing everyone that you can be interested in whatever you want to be interested in. You can do whatever you want to do as long as it makes you happy, as long as it's not to, for someone else, as long as it's for you. And so for me, I like reading books. I like reading fantasy novels. I'm always in another world.
Hmm.
And growing up, it was always seen as obscure or odd. So for Meg to come out and be all of these different things that her, stereotype, her skin or her gender would normally not
Like,
be, is empowering. It's empowering.
yeah, I would agree with that. I think that what I like about them is they allow themselves to be complex publicly. Like, they're
Mm-hmm.
obviously, uh, sex symbols and very pro sex, but they haven't done that at the sacrifice of just who they are and their interests. And I think that um, that's something that wasn't always the allowed to happen. Like I think that for a long time there was a certain group of people that made the rules about what was sexy, and they perpetuated that idea, and you weren't really allowed to show anything that didn't fit into that mold.
Mm-hmm.
And I think to that end, like with them doing that, it's laid the groundwork for people like Lizzo and stuff who even take it to that next level of like, not only am I sexy and a little weird, but I'm also physically sexy in a way that maybe wasn't traditionally sexy, but look how sexy I still am.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, so few people really fit into what is stereotypically physically attractive.
Yes.
I find people that are weird looking attractive all the time because
Oh,
I don't think that, you know, because there's really no rules. You're attracted to who
no.
you're attracted
You're attracted to who you're attracted to. And a lot of times people don't realize, I know we were talking earlier just about intimacy and things like that, is a lot of people don't realize that intimacy, attraction is more than, for humans, we're social.
to.
So, I mean, it's more than just, you might not like tattoos, but I like tattoos. Or, you might not like someone that would sag. I might not like somebody that sags their pants, but you might like somebody that sags their pants. Um, it's in the beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
And don't you also feel like people's personalities, like there have been people that I maybe wouldn't have thought were attractive at first glance, but like as I get to know them, like they just become so hot or something because it's just like the way they carry themselves and how they are. And there's not exactly, I couldn't like explain to you like what exactly that factor is for me in their personality. It's not one thing. It's just like it's chemistry. And I think
Chemistry,
what
a
they've shown
vibe, an
is like,
energy.
yeah, yeah. And I think what they've shown is like you can carry that kind of energy around with you, and you
Yes,
don't have to do it at the expense of the rest of your personality and your interests.
true. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, do you remember what the next topic was we were going to talk about? We kind of went on, we, we went really deep with that one. So I'm just trying to remember what the next thing was. Was it, oh wait, is that, I feel like there was something else. Oh, I remember. When do you, so I'll answer this one first. So we'll just go back and forth answering them first. So for me, the best time to listen to Cardi B is whenever I need to feel motivated in any
Mm-hmm.
sense of the way, because she's the embodiment of this like sexually driven energy that I find super empowering. And, that doesn't mean when I have to handle something stressful at work, I, go twerking into the room, but it's like a twerk that happens on the inside. You
It
know what I mean?
does.
It's
It
like a twerk.
does.
It's like a twerk that you carry with you in your heart, to like let people know not to mess with you. And I know that maybe sounds silly, but whenever I listen to her stuff, I find it super motivating. And I guess like not even just like money and Get Up 10, which are obviously like aspirational songs about success and about having a business and financial success as your priorities, like even the ones that are really sexual, like WAP or my mind's going blank,
My
but the
mind
songs that are more
literally went blank. I know the entire
yeah,
album. I
yeah,
cannot think of anything.
like the
I
songs that are like
did
more
not do my
sexual.
research. I feel crazy.
Oh no, it's fine. We're experts clearly, so we don't need it.
I know, it's like we know everything.
We're
And
super.
then but
Well,
yeah.
it's when you're being recorded, it's always different.
Well, they're all, I mean, and most of, a lot of, Get Up 10 is not sexual, but Money, the video was.
Yeah,
Um,
because it's
Even as
about using
she's
that
showing as a businesswoman, you can still have
and a
that.
mom, because
A
she
mom,
breastfeeds in that video too.
yes, and you can still have that sex appeal, and you can still you should always look for it in yourself, because it makes you feel good. It's a part of self-care. I know you always speak on self-care. It's a part of self-care and feeling better about yourself. Sometimes women, that's all they need, is that oomph to feel sexy, or
Yeah,
just to feel like,
it's like an injection of confidence, right?
yes,
Right to the arm. Like,
right to the arm. I mean, I don't know. I know a lot of people that were just like, oh, wasn't into the song. I don't understand how. I had to pause it like 4 times to catch my
right.
breath.
Yes. Sometimes I have to take a minute. Like,
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, that was so good to me. And back 15 seconds, back 15 seconds. I need to watch that again, because what just happened?
you're like, that was a lot, and I was here for all of it.
Let me see it again.
That was a lot, and I was here for all of it. Yeah, exactly. And the cool, and I feel like in previous times, whenever there was like a famous woman performer of any description who was put up on a pedestal, it was meant to be a comparative thing. Like it was meant to be like, look how attractive this person is. You need to look and be just like this person if you want to be seen as desirable or if you want to be successful. And what I like about this new kind of wave of women rappers is like it's about like, I'm successful for doing me, you can be successful doing you, and we can all be the most badass version of ourselves together. Like I've
Yes.
never felt like, because obviously I look nothing like Cardi B, but I've never felt like I've never felt in any way like that took away the inspirational
Aspect that they were trying to get across.
yeah, exactly. So what was the next thing? Okay, so let's transition and talk a little bit more about this most recent video. Why do you think it's been so controversial? I mean, we see sex in music videos all the time. Why do you think this one is so threatening to so many people, and certain groups of men in particular?
Well, I mean, um, we've seen her videos on this scale. Her lyrics they don't go that far, but like Little Kim, we had Trina,
Diamond.
we had Diamond, those all of those women.
Missy.
Missy. that's what blows my mind, is when people are like, oh my gosh, it's so inappropriate. It's like, sometimes people, I know we get older, but sometimes people just forget what made them happy at one point because of the troubles and just the struggle or just the stress of their, as just makes you forget what you used to do to make you, to smile, that gave you that energy. We forget to replenish ourselves, or like rejuvenate ourselves, like you said, on that kind of energy. And I think that with men, most of the men that had an issue with that song and video were single men. Men that were in relationships should not have had any issue with that song, because I
It's
mean,
about because from Cardi B's perspective, you got to assume that her part in that, because she's so devoted to her man, is about her relationship with her man.
or even Meg Thee Stallion, it's just like, I mean, she's saying she has WAP, WAP, she has WAP, she has the WAP. I don't know how we would put that word or that
I think
acronym in the sentence.
we'll have to stick with WAP because YouTube is like that. But
Okay, well, she has a WAP. I mean, any man that is secure in himself
that's
and
it.
knows that, why would I, if a man's running around talking about he's got a baseball bat between his legs, I mean, I'm not gonna be mad. I'm gonna be like, well, shoot. I mean, you're single, I'm single. Let's see. But I mean, I don't know. Men are just like, oh no, you shouldn't be advertising that. And it's like, bro, this is my resume.
Right. Well, it's just like I don't think it's like men that are in a relationship. I think it's just like men that aren't threatened by women's sexuality. Like, I don't think, like, I don't understand what's so scary about
A woman
a
standing up and being like,
or
I
or
have
a woman
great.
twerking. No, I don't think. And like you said, but I think like those rappers we mentioned previously were regulated into one of two categories. Like there was like the Missy Elliott category where it was like, yeah, you might have some dirty lyrics, but you're kind of seen as one of the guys,
Yeah.
or you're like seen as like the super hoish female rapper, which I hate.
Yes.
That I don't agree with those labels, by the way, but I think that
Yeah.
that's how they were marketed. And I think because Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion are so multifaceted, like they're multifaceted and they're so in their power and in their sexuality, I think a lot of men find that threatening. And I don't know, I think that says more about the men than it does about them, because for one thing, like, isn't it interesting that like whenever men talk about how big their junk is, other guys get all weird about it, but there can be a song like WAP and all the women are like screaming, singing it together.
Yeah.
Like there's something really unifying about it. And I like the fact that she like, you know, she talks about some relatively kinky stuff in there, especially Megan Thee Stallion. And I think that that's something we're not supposed to admit that we like as women. And
Yes.
if you do, there's like something wrong with you. And I obviously don't agree. I've said on this channel before that like I don't have a problem with sex work, and I think sex work is work. And I think that any reduction of that, if you're using sex to market yourself, and it makes you more successful, girl, get your coin. Like I don't understand where the shame in that is. Like, is it because that they're not using their sexuality to make money for a man, or because they're admitting that they're using their sexuality to make money instead of pretending they're usually using their sexuality for the man's benefit? Like, is that really the underlying issue? Because that's my suspicion.
It's almost like we're still in this era where women are supposed to be this docile, like, freak in the sheets and a
Lady in the street.
lady in the streets. Like, but it's, at this point, we're just like, no, we do what you do. We work like you work.
We're people.
We're people. Like, just like you are, and you don't even have to be hypersexual to enjoy this song. You just
No.
we're just in tune with our sexuality. We are more
And
in tune with our
crazy?
sexuality.
I don't think that song is like that crazy sexual. Like, I feel like you and I and the other girls we worked with when we waited tables had more scandalous conversations in the kitchen casually. I mean, you know how it is with your coworkers. You get, for some reason, oddly real with them because you see them every day.
It's like, yeah. And then once you see that, okay, you're cool with it, I'm cool with it,
You're
let's
like,
go there because I got some
yeah,
things.
yeah, exactly. So I think that, any woman that's ever had a serious, real conversation with another woman about their sexuality is not going to be that scandalized by that song. I think the scary part is that men are so freaked out, which means that most men aren't having candid conversations about the sexuality of the women they're interacting with, which
No.
troubles me for the women who are having sex with them.
Yes, I saw this
That's not
one, and it was saying that a lot of men were saying, all these women are claiming to have, WAPs, but I haven't experienced, or I've experienced them, and that was not the case. And it was like,
imagine telling on yourself like that. imagine telling on yourself
what,
like that.
sir? Like that? Like, come on, dude! Like, there's a reason. There's a reason. Everybody, all women have one unless they have some kind of medical condition. There's nothing wrong with anyone that doesn't have one or can't get there. But
I mean, there are women out there that don't even have vaginas, but y'all ain't ready for that conversation. We'll save that for another. But
another episode.
I'm blushing because it's just I grew up in a sexually repressed society, so I get bashful and like blush when we.
I'll blush too if it turns on me like directly. I can blush too. I understand.
So I'm gonna push through it, but this is important. But
yeah.
I mean, I'll be totally candid. I had a hormone imbalance I didn't know about. I don't even know if I told you this. I found out I was going through early menopause, and I'm like lucky I was even able to get pregnant. But like
you did, yeah.
I had to go on hormone replacement therapy, and when my hormones were out of whack, I did have some issues. But like,
once you come out of that, you ain't have no issues.
Yeah, I mean it's dealt with now, but it's like the thing is that even if I would have heard that song when I was going through those issues and having those problems, I wouldn't have felt threatened. So I don't know why all these men are worried. Like, don't come to my defense and use me as an excuse to be prudent. I don't
understand why you would be upset either, but I mean, I understand why it would make some people uncomfortable if that's not the way that you're used to speak. If that's not the language that you're used to using when it comes to
you also
sex,
don't have to listen to it. No one's forcing anyone.
But to say that it's just like, oh my gosh, I mean, I understand how some people can be like, oh my gosh, that's appalling. But for men to be like, that's disgusting. It's like, okay. You can't have both. You can't have both. You can't have the freak and then if you really want to freak, this is how she is. This is how she talks.
You can't get it on your terms. Like,
when you want it.
You don't get to choose when women are feeling sexual and feeling confident, like,
or how they want to talk about it.
That's it. I agree. So let's transition a little bit. Like, do you feel like Cardi B being a mother, do you feel like, as a mother, is it my turn to answer first or yours?
I don't remember. You go first.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think that as a mother, nothing will rock your like perception of yourself as a sexual being like being a mother, because literally all the equipment you have that you use for sex gets pretty brutalized during pregnancy and birth, and then nursing your child and taking care of
your child, or even just like like at one point I had something going on with my wrist elbow from just, they said that it's women get it all the time because they pick up the kids more. They actually hold the kids more. So from me picking up KJ, which, I mean, his dad picks him up, but for me picking up KJ and me being weak, I picked him up the wrong way so many times that my wrist hurt. Well, my wrist hurt. Yeah. I can't do certain things when I need to do certain things. So, it's things like that we're getting through as well. And then we immediately put on birth control because we don't want to do this again, but we want to be sexual. But now we're on birth control and it's got hormones all crazy, you know, like.
Well, and it's one of those things too that it's like in some ways it makes you feel like a powerful, beautiful goddess. And just a disclaimer, I don't think everyone has to have kids. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying we do have kids, and these are our experiences. In some ways, it made me feel like a beautiful, powerful goddess, and in some ways, it made me feel like, what is happening with my body?
Why did I do that?
Things are still not back to status quo, but maybe this is just like
we got the short end of that stick,
and I just feel like
in that aspect.
Yeah, and I just like the fact that she's showing that you can still be sexual after you become a mother. Like, like your job, like, because I feel like the message when we're told that like once you become a mother you transition out of the sexual part of your life, I feel like what that is basically saying is the only purpose that women's sexuality serve is to encourage procreation. And I don't think that's true. I certainly don't think every woman out there having sex has to have a child for her sex to be important. I don't think that every time I've had sex, I've not been trying to have a child, and that's certainly not the case now. I never want to do that again. I mean, I love my daughter. I don't want to be pregnant and give birth again. One was enough.
I think we're there too.
So I just feel like I like the fact that she's like, I'm a mom, but I still have sexual desire in a big, big way. And I'm not ashamed, and I shouldn't have to apologize. And she doesn't apologize.
No.
What do you think?
As a mom, it definitely gives me fire as a mom. It doesn't affect me negatively at all. I don't feel bad for listening to it. I don't feel bad for liking that song. I will scream it from the mountaintop. I'll ask every person that I see and know, have you seen it? Have you watched it? And if you haven't, then I will definitely send you the YouTube link. Shout out to YouTube.
Especially those statues in the beginning that are spewing.
Yeah, like that was art. I mean,
right. And that's something that is a very valid experience that a lot of us go through.
Yeah.
Is stuff spewing from your tits. Lactation.
That was awesome.
And when you're lactating, that doesn't make you any less of a sexual being.
Hey guys, so I just wanted to thank you guys for watching. Sorry again for the weird technical issues, and look out for part 2, and just remember to be considerate of others and be considerate of yourself. Thanks, bye.